Good day, everybody. It's February the 9th, and the year is 2024. I just want to uh, share my thoughts on a subject. So, without a long preamble, oh, by the way, my name is this is DN Podcast. My name, let's abbreviate my name and let me call myself DN. So, it's DN Podcast. Uh, So, like I said, no long preamble, and let's go to a place called Ayodhya in India. As I mean, the Indians would know uh, everything about Ayodhya, but for the non-Indians, this location has some religious significance uh, from the ancient uh, times of, I guess, mythological times of Ramayan. Ramayan is a story of a prince uh, known as Rama, and so later this epic story has become part of Hindu religion. So, without any further ado, we are going to Ayodhya right now. So, what are we looking at? This is the temple of Ram, known as Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Ayodhya, you said to be the capital of Prince Ram. Uh, at the time he reigned Ayodhya in the, I guess, in the supposedly in the ancient times. Uh, Now, let's take a look at this temple and the beauty of it. Uh, it's an I mean, suffice to say, it's an architectural marvel. I mean, all temples are the workmanship that goes into these temples, unbelievable. And just look at it. I hope. This is the consecration ceremony by the Indian Premier Modi, and not sure how long it took to construct this temple. You can look it up. Everything is there these days and on Google. And now we see the Indian Premier just walking into, I guess, the temple. This is the consecration ceremony. That said, let's move on. You can look it up. It's everywhere on Google, YouTube, on internet. You can look it up, and but Now, back to what I want to share with you. It's about the religious opposition in terms of India is a country that's embroiled with the Hindu-Muslim disunity, disharmony. There had been religious riots immediately after the independence in 1947. To this day, that sentiment of disharmony seems to be India is it's one of the I mean uh, it is holding in some ways it's holding India back from forging ahead and so that's I just want to share my thoughts on it. This The reason why the Ram Mandir or the Ram Temple in Ayodhya is been uh, causing so much resentment among the Indian Muslim population. It is because they hold the view that the Muslim invasion in India started in like a millennium ago. Uh, not quite. It really started to be precise uh, after the 10th century in 1206. I'm talking about 1206 uh, after Christ. The Mughal dynasty, the Muslim dynasty, was established, and the real there was an emperor or the invader by the name Babur. He made he built a mosque in the area where Ayodhya used to be. Ayodhya is said to be the capital of Prince Ram, or the King Ram's uh, kingdom. But then in later years, now that's, you can say it's folklore, you can say it's myth, whatever it is. That's what the Hindus hold, that mythology very dear to them. Nobody has seen who Ram is, but that mythology is just from on moral grounds, as a religious precept. It is taught. It's part of it has become part of Hinduism, just like another mythological story, Mahabharata, has become part of Hinduism. But what these stories convey, it conveys the morals and ethics by which we need to abide by in life to be good people. That's all that is. And often people actually I tend to talk without any preparation, uh, so I like to be very very spontaneous. I don't want to be like a newscaster reading something, you know. And that said, there's so many. Every time I talk, it gets longer and longer because I don't stay focused. So I wrote something and I'm going to read it with your permission. Give me just bear with me for 1 second. So this problem with Hindus and Muslims, uh, not just in India, it's just around the world. Somehow the Muslims want to be, without mincing the words, let's say, want to be oppressive, uh, and it's their way or no way. And Islam is the only true religion. Everything else is, false religions. And so why do they want to destroy other religions and replace them with their own? Or why are they so keen to build their religious monuments and mosques in locations where other religious worshipping places already exist, right? In India, for instance, there is they are in fact they they are, they are given enough uh, concessions to build temple. I'm sorry, mosque anywhere, but it seems like they only uh, want to build. They're more focused on building their religious mosques and places of worship where the may where Hindu religious worshipping places are. I mean, sounds like an accusation, but if you if you really talk to people, unbiased people, they will admit how this goes. And the Muslims have so much land in India, and the government allows them to build mosques wherever they want, but they only want to take over the places where the majority of Hindus congregate to pray or worship. They could build any number of Islamic mosques in any other part of India, but their bone of contention is Ayodhya, because a Muslim invader known as Babur built a mosque in Ayodhya. Now that is not folklore or mythology, that's history. In the 15th century. But whichever way you look at it, Ayodhya, long before Babur set foot in India, you call it mythology, you call it folklore, you call it anything, you call it demigod, deity, whatever. Prince Rama's capital has been from primordial times, Ayodhya. So it is very dear and near to the Hindu population. It's a holy place, and so just interfering with that for whatever reason, because an invader built a mosque there, and in the 15th century, I find it a little unreasonable. Minorities are given concessions. Yes, we have to protect our minorities, but anything within reason. Granted, Prince Rama came to be regarded as a deity in later years. We need to understand something here. The Hindu religion, unlike the other world religions, does not have a founder. It is a combination of several different teachings and philosophies with a strong element of mysticism. Accordingly, the Hindu religion has several gods and deities, more than we could count offhand. Ignorant folks from alien cultures or foreign cultures who do not understand the deeper meaning of this would think it is merely based on foolish idol worship, since there are various different gods in the Hindu pantheon. In reality, every god is nothing more than a metaphor that symbolizes a philosophy and moral of life. The amalgamation of all these make up the most profound and insightful philosophy that is so deep and difficult for the comprehension of the average human mind. Unfortunately, Muslims in India want to build their mosque in Ayodhya. In the bygone centuries, the Islamic powers invaded India, and they not only destroyed most of the aesthetically beautiful architectural marvels of India, the Hindu temples,
but also ruthlessly killed a large population of women, children, and the elderly, and that's history. Anybody who submitted to their barbaric violence was forcibly converted to Islam. That's how Islam came into India. By the way, we have to admit the caste system is the biggest crime committed in the Hindu society. The caste segregation in Hindu society is a total madness and a crime against humanity itself. The Hindu religious base controlling the society committed this worst sin against humanity. Helpless, downtrodden, ostracized people in the Hindu society embraced Islam because Islam never discriminated against them based on the madness of Hindu caste system. So in a way, Hindus indirectly encouraged the downtrodden people by pushing them to the corner to embrace Islam in India. So that explains how the Islamic population came about in India. The caste system was introduced by the ones who control the Hindu temple, worshipping Hindu temple hierarchy that influenced the society in the name of God to this day. This is a neurosis in the minds of evil people in the Hindu society in India. Regardless, the atrocities of the Islamic invasions have been inhumanly violent to appease a god, Allah. Anybody who follows another religion is considered to be desecrating Islam and therefore committing blasphemy against Allah. During the Islamic invasions, the Hindu women who opposed were raped and killed, while the ones who submitted in fear of life were forcibly converted to Islam. Is this something we can be proud of? I mean, by any community? Look at the present day Western countries that respect diversity. The advanced societies in the West want to see unity in diversity. But it is only Muslims who want to encroach into the Western way of life and build their religious relics and mosques in Western countries. But by the same token, will these same Muslims allow any other religious symbols or places of worships in their native countries where they migrate from to the West? Why do Muslims want to destroy other cultures? The world is for everybody. Why can't Muslims coexist with other cultures and religions in harmony? Nobody knows what God really is, and that's a fact. Humankind will never evolve to a point and develop the capacity so as to comprehend the unknown origin of all mysteries. The concept of God is a social construct that came out of the human psyche to regulate society. But idiots talk and preach like they know all the answers to everything connected to the unknown mysteries of the origins in the universe. They make the people believe it is real, and they tell them it is a personal experience. The herd of human masses is completely brainwashed by these religious neuroses. Raising questions in this regard is construed and considered blasphemy. We are told faith is the only answer. If you believe, you will find. That's what they tell us. No, Our rational minds reject this. We have to find evidence in order to believe. If you try to rationally educate an ignorant person, it proves there are two of you. Idiots are stubborn and opinionated. The first step of enlightenment is to know what you will never know. Never try to explain something to an opinionated fanatic. If you do, you are making a fool of yourself. Once an idea is inculcated in their minds, that becomes the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God. The humankind, clouded with their own ignorance, take it way beyond human rationale. All religious sects, sects, sects have become nothing but lucrative commercial enterprises generating one of the greatest revenues in the world. This is systematically carried out by way of capitalizing on the fear of human ignorance, or fear based on human ignorance. People behind religion sell the concept of God to the masses and live comfortably and well, while helpless, hopeless, ignorant masses become the believers. World leaders and politicians or the political establishment encourages this and make the religious following their vote bank. That's why they pander to the religious base in any country. As far as India goes, Muslim invasions began after, I think in the beginning I told, c. 1000, establishing the long-lived Delhi Sultanate in 1206, and the Mughal dynasty was established in 1526. Long before Babur came into India, Ayodhya existed. I mentioned this at the beginning. But the Muslims want their mosque in Ayodhya. Why can't they find another place to build what they want? By all means. Their religious indoctrination drives them to resort to violence and aggression, paving the way to destruction and annihilation of other religions and cultures. Any civilized society allows freedom of speech and accepts the fact that everybody ought to think freely and develop their own perception supported by human rationale. The world is for everybody. Let's pray and hope that the Almighty Allah will dispel this human ignorance. Live and let live should be the motto. Let's endeavor to make the world a civilized place not run by religious fanatics and lunatics. Thank you for listening.